What's up, guys? John here, Tight Medical Center. We're in the headquarters in the office here, and we're getting ready for a big weekend. We have a lot of big events usually during the year, but Europa is pretty big for us. And we got a special guest. We've got tons of special guests coming out for Europa, but this is a real special guest. So we've got Lee Chaldecott in the house, newly IFBB Pro. So we're very proud of her. It's her first time over here from South Africa, but I want you guys to know more about her because she is just an awesome person. She's went through a lot of trials and tribulations, and she's come through like a straight Titan champion. So I'm really impressed by her. I wanted to bring her over, and I thought, what better of a week? We're going to be giving a lot of giveaways out there. Lee's going to be out there, a lot of special guests, but I want to know more about you, Lee. So where do you come from in the world? So tell everybody where's the city, what country, all that good stuff.
Well, I'm from Johannesburg, South Africa. So born and bred there, never been out. So this is kind of like new territory. Actually, like being in USA for the first time ever, which is fucking awesome.
Awesome.
Yes, thank you, Titan.
Yeah.
So I'm from Johannesburg, Gauteng, South Africa.
And so, I mean, how long have you been training? Like, as far as for competitions or just for yourself, for lifestyle or for health purposes?
4.5 years now. So I'm still
4.5 years.
Yes, I'm still a baby in the industry. So I was bikini for the first 3 years, and now I changed over to women's physique.
Yeah, and one thing I was telling Kevin was, and her boyfriend's awesome too. Kevin's in the house. He came over here too. So we were talking about, like, I looked on her Instagram page. I see her page, and I'll start from the very bottom.
Yeah.
And I show my wife. I'm like, and you just zoom up, and you just see this transformation. It's really cool. And it was like it was planned out, but it was it's organic, so it's even better.
Yeah.
I mean, you just can't plan something like that. So that was really cool. So health-wise, have you been through has there been any health problems that you went through that might have, kind of broken you down a little bit and you've had to come back from?
Well, I mean, I started off, the whole reason I started lifting was because I was recovering from cervical cancer, so that was my background in history. So the goal was just get healthy because, I lived on KFC and McDonald's and never lifted, never trained my entire life. I was like the weakling, fitness was not, I had no interest in fitness whatsoever. So the goal was a single pull-up. That's where I started, a single pull-up. I was like, okay, if I can do a single pull-up, I will have reached my goal. And then from there, it kind of snowballed. I was able to do a single pull-up. And then I was like, you know what? I'm petrified of people, absolutely petrified of people. So what better way if I'm breaking, all these foundations and whatnot, then get up on the stage and do a bodybuilding show, which I didn't know what I was doing. Arrived with no tan on, with a homemade bikini, didn't know how to pose, and as one does. And somehow I came third. And
wow!
So I was in bikini, and it kind of snowballed from there.
Wow! So she's went through a lot of. I mean, a lot of people don't come back for some of these things, and they don't definitely come back in the shape like you do, for sure. So some people use an excuse or a crutch, and some people just go through bad things. But it's a blessing that you did come through the way that you have. And it's definitely a story for a lot of women out there because this happens. The cervical cancer is a big thing, especially in the United States. I mean, we have it tons. Endometriosis is another big one over here.
Yeah.
So, and Sharice is affected by that. So I've personally been affected by that as far as, watching her going through all these things and all the pain and stuff like that. But it doesn't compare to the cervical cancer. So that's really cool. So how are you liking the States so far? I mean, you've only been here. She flew in last night, guys. So, she hasn't really, I haven't got to give her the big grand tour.
You know what? I've been fucking spoiled by Tyson, who decided to throw more clothes at me.
Oh, yeah.
The cap, the hats, I literally live in Titan clothing because it is the best fit clothing ever. So, I'm loving it.
Yeah, that's one thing. So since she's out of the country, we really can't service her with the therapies, right? But it's really cool. So she's going to be over here for like 3 weeks. So at that point, she's going to get to see the medical provider and doctor. She's going to get to go over her regimens, and she's going to be able to get her therapies before she goes back to South Africa. So she's going to actually be able to try the therapies.
Yeah,
and really
I can't
know
wait
what
for
about.
Hercules potion. I'm just letting you know. I'm just like, everyone's doing it, and I'm just like, I want some of that.
You're going to love it. You're going to love it. And hopefully Lee will be coming over here soon, finally, for good. But we'll wait for that one. And I mean, so your IBB Pro, you've already done that, right? And I wasn't even expecting that. That just happened, right? So that's huge. So when people come out, they can come out and see you there at Europa. But what's the next stage or step for you as far as what you're going to do? When do you have a date for your debut, or are you just going to wait and see? I mean, because...
Well, at the moment, I'm kind of in a twofold thinking about it. I'm waiting on the judges' feedback to see what I need to work on. And then it's either I'll do a show later in the year, or I will take the rest of the year off, work on my weak spots, and then come back next year and hopefully do a number of shows and hopefully get enough points to do the Olympiad next year.
Gotcha. Oh, that would be awesome. Do Olympia before as Olympian. So, I mean, and you're way higher of a caliber athlete in my mind. So I think that's going to be no problem. But we won't count the chickens before they hatch. No. So, I mean, basically, at that point, you've done this, you're going to do that. Is there anything like that you're trying to focus on outside of bodybuilding right now?
Well, obviously...
What's your passion outside of it? Like, is there any other thing? Because I know it's a really driven sport. You really got to be dedicated to what you're doing, so it's kind of hard to do that. So what kind of hobbies? I guess
my hobbies. Well, at the moment, it has been so single-mindedness towards the competition, so I haven't really had time to do much else. But like I love cooking and painting and anything artistic to do with my hands. I love doing.
Okay, cool.
So all the artistic things, sewing, painting, drawing, all that kind of thing. That's one of my biggest hobbies.
Be creative then, huh?
Yeah.
Nice.
No, I can't do maths to save my life, but give me a brush and I'm okay.
See, I'm the total opposite.
Yeah.
I'm definitely the math history guy. The creative part, I'm creative to a certain extent, design was, but I'm just as far as doing my hands. So I won't even go in there. I'll stay in my lane, I promise. So I know you coach too, and you coach, and the best thing about online, obviously out there, is we can reach so many different people. Yeah. So at that point, I know that you're reaching a lot of people with online coaching too, right? Yes. So you're offering that service.
Yes, I absolutely love the online coaching because I feel like when I started it, I was scared out of my brain. I was like, can I actually train someone? And the more I've done it, the more I've realized I actually love working with people, especially females, my demographic, and help so many different people with different goals. I've got clients who are 20 years old through to 60.
Right.
And to be able to help everyone who's so different but achieve their goals it's huge. It's huge. I love it.
Yeah, I tell a lot of people the same thing. I'm like, when you help people, you see the transformations, and they come back to you and give you that positive feedback. It's the biggest reward that you can get, and you can't buy that. And it definitely gets addicting to help people like that. Yeah. So, do you take on everybody else? There's just competitors. Do you take on, like, let's say a housewife wants to get into shape, or some guys like, hey, listen, I want to put on some lean muscle mass. Maybe you can help me out, Lee, or is it just competitors?
No, I do everyone from housewives through to men through to competitors. So I have a wide variety.
Beautiful. That's awesome. Yeah. That's really, really cool. So, guys, I wanted to at least introduce Lee today. There's going to be a lot more coming. If you guys do not know, we will be in Orlando for the Europa Expo. We will be right at booth 40 and 41 to your left, right when you walk in the door. And I guarantee you will not miss us, all right? We're going to have Lee there. We're going to have all kinds of other special guests. We're going to do a Clash of the Titans gym takeover at Iron Religion Gym on Saturday as well at 7 p.m. after Europa. And a lot of giveaways, guys. So I want you to stay locked to our social media, Facebook and Instagram. YouTube, press subscribe. We're going to be on here live to you. We're going to come live to you from the event. It's going to be really cool. I promise you. So the setup's going to be awesome. We're going to do some behind the scenes of that. And just be ready, man, because Titan got a lot more coming for you, I promise you, Lee. And I can't wait for Lee to experience this. It's going to be great.
Excited to. Can't wait.
So